In this video, we're gonna do some practices on questions similar to EMSAT or SAT exam. The first question is identify the quadrant when the sum of complex numbers 3 plus 2i and 6 minus 4i is graphed. The first step is to add these two numbers because they said sum of. So we need to do 3 plus 2i plus 6 minus 4i. We have to add the real part to the real part. When I say real part, it means the one that doesn't have I. We get 9. Then we do 2i minus 4i, it becomes minus 2i. So this is our real part. So it's the real part of the complex number and the number multiplied by I. So the negative 2 is the imaginary part. Now, to represent this on coordinate plane, the y is basically the imaginary part and the x is the real part. Now, x is positive, so basically as if you are plotting the point 9, negative 2. X is positive. You go to 9, so let's say we go to 9, and then we go down to negative 2. And this will be the point 9, negative 2, which is the complex number 9 minus 2i. Now, if you remember, this is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. Now, while doing the exam, no need to actually graph and plot the point. You should know the following trick. So if we have a complex number a plus bi, if a is positive and the number multiplied by I is positive, we are in quadrant 1. If A is negative and B is positive, we are in quadrant 2. If A is negative, B is negative, we are in quadrant 3. If A is positive and B is negative, we are in quadrant 4. So if you know these, then directly you can answer the question directly when you add 9. When you add 3 plus 2i plus 6 minus 4i and get 9 minus 2i. The next question, what is the root of negative 300? So they want the answer in terms of I, complex number. So as we know that we're not allowed to write negative numbers under the square root or the radical. The idea here is to know that in complex, the I squared is equal to negative 1. If you know that, then the rest will be so easy. So now I will write this as 300 I squared. And then I will write radical of 3 multiplied by 100 multiplied by I squared. Now anything that we can make it exponent to, I will rewrite it in that way. So the 100 is 10 squared, I will write it 10 squared, and the I is already squared. Now anything that is squared can go outside the radical, so we get the 10 squared outside is 10, and the I squared goes outside the radical as only I. So the I squared goes as I, the 10 squared goes as 10 outside the radical. We still have 3 inside, so this will be your final answer. If you have calculator, once you do this step, just radical of I squared, or if you prefer, because it's multiplication, you can separate. The radical with the square will cancel, we get I, and you do radical of 300 on the calculator, it will be 10 radical 3. So your final answer will be 10 times I and radical 3, which is the same thing. Number 3, equation of a circle. So you're given the center and you're given the radius. If you know the rule, then you will be fine. So if the center of the circle is given to you in the form HK, so H is the x coordinate of the center, K is the y coordinate of the center, and a radius R. Then the equation of the circle will look like this: x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals radius squared. So let's apply this idea here. X minus h here in this case is 3, so I write 3 squared plus y minus k in this case is minus 1. So if you know that y minus minus 1 directly is plus 1, you will write that directly, equals radius squared, so radical 6 squared. My final answer will be this: x minus 3 squared, y plus 1 squared equals, the square and the radical will cancel, and we get equals 6. This is the equation of the circle. If they want you to expand, so in this question they want you to choose this answer. They didn't give you expanded form, but if you want to expand, you need to know the rules: a minus b squared, which is a squared minus 2 times a times b plus b squared. And you need to know the other rule: a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So let's say I will expand here. The first one will be x squared minus 2 times x times 3 plus 3 squared. The other one will become y squared plus 2 times y times 1 plus 1 squared equals to 6. We simplify and we get x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus y squared plus 2y plus 1 equals 6. Now whenever we have expanded form, usually we don't write a number at the end. We move it to the left side and we write it equals to 0. So I'm gonna move the 6 here, and I will write it in this way. We write the highest exponents first, so the x squared, the y squared, I write them first. Then minus 6x, then plus 2y, and then I have 9 plus 1 is 10, and I move the 6 to the other side, it becomes minus 6. So 10 minus 6, it will be plus 4 equals to 0. So if they want the expanded form, this will be the correct answer. Number 4. You're given a picture and they said here MATH is a rectangle, and they gave you inside MB and then BA 2 segments inside the rectangle. They will form a triangle. Now you're given the following: GB is 4.6, MH is 6, and HT is 15. So because it's a rectangle, if HT is 15, I should know that MA is also 15. If MH is 6, then AT is also 6. The question is, what is the area of the polygon MBATH? I highlighted this polygon for you. Now clearly, as you can see, we have a rectangle and we have triangle there, the one that is not shaded. To get the rectangle of the yellow part, I can do the area of the yellow part, or the shaded part, is area of the rectangle, and just I subtract from it the area of the triangle MBA. Now the area of rectangle, we know it's length times width. The area of triangle, we know it's base times height divided by 2. So length times width, in this case, the length of the rectangle is 15, the width is 6, minus the base of the triangle is MA, the full side, which is also 15, and the height is GB, which is 4.6, divide by 2. When you do all of this on the calculator, your final answer will be 55.5. If we're talking about centimeters, we write centimeters squared and so on. Usually they don't ask you to write the unit. In this question, they're telling you triangle ABC is similar to DEF. The length of the sides of triangle ABC are 5, 8, and 11. what is the length of the shortest side in triangle DEF if the perimeter, or if its perimeter is 60 in this question. Alright, I will draw two figures, however no need to draw. So let's say this is DEF, I mean ABC, and this is the DEF. Alright, if I write A here on top, it's similar to the first letter there, D. Then I will write B here. So I have to write E here because B is similar to E. And this is C, this is F. They said the sides are 5, 8, and 11, and they didn't specify. So you can just write them in any order you want. I can write AB to be 5, BC to be 8, AC to be 11. That's totally fine. They're asking you about the shortest side. So if I took AC to be the shortest, then DF will be the shortest. I'm gonna denote it by X. I'm looking for that, right? Now, they told you the perimeter of triangle DEF is 60. Let's check what is the perimeter of triangle ABC. I have all three sides, so simply add, and you'll get 24. Now, because we are doing similar triangles, in this question we have similar triangles and we're talking about perimeter, then what happened basically from triangle ABC to triangle DEF? The perimeter was 24, now the perimeter is 60. For sure it was larger. By how much? So whenever we have similar triangles, I should multiply by a number. So from the main triangle ABC, what happened to get 60? It's multiplied by, to check what is the number, you need to do 60 divided by 24, and it will be 2.5. So we multiplied 24 by 2.5, we got 60. It means each side was enlarged by 2.5. It means we multiply each side by 2.5 to get the sides of the triangle DEF. My question is, what is the shortest? So X is similar to AC. So it's equal to 5, but we need to multiply by the factor, which is the enlargement here by 2.5, and our final answer will be 12.5.